Hey, and welcome back. As you can see, I'm somewhere new today. I'm at Linear Fisheries. I'm going to fish Manor this week. I'll tell you the truth, it's actually Monday morning. I'm actually going now, so this is all back to front. I got here Friday, hoping for a few tench. Possibly a bit too early for down here, where I've been told and people I've been speaking to. So I think I found some areas for the next time. I found some spots with my marker floats. It's all written down in my notebook. I've been speaking to the bailiffs and everybody else that comes here. They've all been saying, oh, this is where we catch tench, this is what we do, and this is where they're from. And they told me where the spots are, and I found these spots with my marker floats. Yeah, I'm not caught out this week, in all fairness. It's been cold but warm. I thought this weekend would have, you know, produced one or two, but it hasn't, unfortunately. But I've took it as a new lake, new venue. I've learnt from it. So the next time I come, which will be in another 3 weeks' time, for 4 or 5 days again, I'll be on Manor. I'm going to try and get down early in the week when it's less busy, because I did rock up when it was quite busy. I came up Friday morning. I got here at 9 o'clock. It was misty as hell. I walked around the lake and it was heaving. I think there was only a couple of pegs, which you'll see in the vlog. I actually moved twice. The first peg I was there for a couple of nights, and the lad that was on the next peg, which is as good form for tench, the way they were telling me, he left, so I jumped into there and found a couple of spots there. I fished on them. I had a run in the night, whatever it was, it fell off. It was possibly a carp. Otherwise, I've had a good week. I've learnt a few things, met some good people, and I'm hoping when I come back, see you all again in 3 weeks. I hope to have a few tench. Hope it's going to be a bit better. You know, I mean, it's been pretty cold, you know, but they did tell me that Manor is the first lake for them to start showing when it started to come on, but no one's had new, so it's not a disaster. But this is actually a new series that I'm doing now. It's all to do with linear. It's all tench and bream fishing on Oxley's, Manor and Hardwick and Smiths. So hopefully to catch you later, do a few more vlogs for you through the summer and then through the autumn. So thanks for watching, happy days, I'll see you all later. Boys and girls, I'm going to give a quick update. It is now, what time is it? It is 20 to 5. Right, 20 to 5. Not caught out yet. I've had a very good chat with one of the bailiffs, and basically what he was saying about the swims and this, that and the other, and which swims are the best, what time of the year, and he was also saying that he thinks it's still a bit too early yet for the tench on this particular lake. He says it is the only lake that the tench start to show early. You know, it's like the first to kick off, but you never know. You never know. There's a lad next to me, he's leaving tomorrow, so I'm hoping to get in there tomorrow. I mean, I've not done a lot of blogging, it's not going to be a long blog, but I'm going to jump into that swim tomorrow. I'll show you that tomorrow. The bar that I'm fishing now runs down the lake, which I showed you earlier. It runs basically down the centre of the lake. So what I'm going to do is tomorrow, as soon as he goes, I'm going to jump into that swim, find that bar and fish 2 rods on it. Now there is bream in this lake. There's four big doubles, 16 pounders he was saying. He says they are big bream. The chances of me catching one of them, well, I'll probably win the lottery, I reckon, before I can catch one of them. But I think, in all fairness, tomorrow, like I say, I'm going to move. I'll show you my rigs and the bait and everything tomorrow. I'm not going to put much more bait out tonight if I'm going to move. So, like I say, it's not going to be a long vlog. This session's basically a bit of a feel about, you know, see what it's going to be like, see what's what. I'm back again in April, and I'll probably jump onto this particular lake and see how we get on. But like I say, this series, it's the linear fishery series, so I'm hoping to have a few whackers this year out of these lakes. There's a few doubles in here, so yeah, see how we get on. It's not a bad evening. It could be cold again, I think. So I'm going to get these rods sorted again, lads, and I'm going to get them back out, both of them on the same spot tonight. I'm going to, on one of them, I'm going to put a pop-up, I think. You can see, I'm going to put a pop-up on that. That's going to go on tonight, I think. See how we get on. So, it hasn't been cold. They're out there, these fish. I've also been told there's some cats as well in this lake, so the lobworms will have to come in. I really don't want to catch one of them. They stink. Ugh. So I'll see you all tomorrow, I think. Unless I catch a fish, I'll get it on cam. But like I say, tomorrow, like I say, I'll show you through my baits and what I'm doing, the rigs. Somebody did ask me actually if I show them how to tie a certain rig. I'll try and get that on camera for you tomorrow. I say I really want a tench, but we'll have to see. You know, I say he's saying it's too early, but stranger things have happened. So, if anything, I'll show you that rig I'm going to tie for you. But right now I'm waiting for this kettle to boil, and then I'm going to have another brew, get everything sorted, get everything out for the night, a bit more bait out, and see how we get on. So I'll speak to you all very soon. Let's see if we get a fish, I'll show you that. If not, I'll see you all in the morning. Bye for now. Please, Tench gods, give me a fish. Right, boys and girls, here you are again. I did say this would be my last piece tonight for Saturday, but as you just seen, I've been spodding my bait out. Basically what I did, I spodded 5 or 6 bomb full of hemp and corn and casters out, and then 3 bowls of ground bait, all on that area that I'm fishing at 8 wraps towards them trees on the gravel bar. Now, these are the rigs that I'm using, basically. Nothing complicated. I'll bring you in so you can see. This is basically a quick rig. It's a bolt rig. It's just a bolt rig. A drill and bolt rig taped up, and I've got some camo specimen target from Gardner in £10 hook, hair rigged on the T rig, which I'll show you in more detail tomorrow, and the same with the feeder, because I've done something to this, as you can see, and I'll show you what I've done there and I'll tell you why in the morning. On the second rod is just a lead rig. It's basically a lead with a big ring. Same again, I'll show you why in the morning. I'll give you a quick run. Now, I've got some paste in there, same as the last, some paste around the hook bait, and the hook bait on that is actually a pop-up. It's a krill pop-up. That's a krill paste. Same again, it's £10 in camo colour, Gardner target specimen hook link. Basically I've stripped it back so it's all nice and floppy. I've put a lead shot there just to counterbalance the pop-up. It'll sit like that, well, it'll sit on the deck for the moment, and as that dissolves it'll start to lift up, and then it'll just sit up like that over that bait out there. But just as an attraction, the big hoop, I'm going to tie a bag of maggots to it, and that way when I fired it out it'll be sat around some maggots just for a bit of attraction. That's basically what I'm tying onto the bottom. You can see, like I said, I'll show you more detail tomorrow how I'm doing it. Carrying bag, and I'll just tie it on the bottom. Hook link, I'll cut that piece off, and I'll hook the bag just through the mesh, and that way I won't get any tangles. Very simple, very easy. Right, that's definitely me for tonight. I'm going to get these out, and once these are out I'm going to chill out, maybe make some tea, and hopefully something kicks off. But with this one, I've been leaving this out roughly 45 minutes, bringing it in, refilling it, checking everything, putting some more PVA foam on the hook, back out. But I'll probably leave it out tonight just with that and see how we get on. As you've noticed, everything's maggot fed. You know, maggots are a good bait. Because I was talking to the bailiff before, all he ever uses is maggots. So that's a T-rig with a bit of paste on just for a bit more attraction, and hopefully I will catch them up with these and them. But he thinks it's too early. I'm going to try and prove him wrong. Get a fish for you lads who are watching this. We can only try, can't we? So right, I will see you in the morning. Right guys, here we are, back again. Quickly show you my rigs, right quick. Talk you through them. People are asking more and more about my rigs on Facebook, you know, so I thought I'd give you a quick rundown. They're very simple rigs, they're not very hard. I keep things as simple as I can, and basically these are 3 simple rigs that I've been using here. Not to any effect yet, because obviously the tench haven't woken up properly, and I've just moved the swim to a different swim. So I'll start off with the first one. This is the one I'm going to switch to. This bad boy. This is the T rig, Tony King's rig. Basically it's a longish rig. Oh, it's about 7 inches, maybe 6 inches at the most. I am attaching this as a helicopter rig, a bit like the Rob Malin's Magaliner, basically. So underneath this, you saw it yesterday in that last piece I did with a bag of maggots. It's the Magaliner, but it's with a T-rig basically. It's very simple to tie. Now the problem why I've gone over to this rig is for a simple reason. You can see the braids I've got here. They weren't matching. I weren't happy with the colour of them, to be honest. At the water, I was putting them in the water. They could stand out a mile. I could see them. If I can see it, I'm pretty sure the fish can see it. So what I've done is I've scrapped them. I took it to the bailiff last night about it, and I've gone over to this, which is a fluorocarbon hook link. It's the Quarter IQ 2, £10. It's there. You can see it's there. Basically, what I've done, I cut a strip off. I got a bit of braid, cut a bit of braid off, stripped it off the coating. I threaded my maggots on to the T with a quick stop at the end, a boilie stop, and then I quickly thread that through the hook, and then I put the fluorocarbon through, and then just whip it on as if you're doing a knotless knot, and it traps the braid, and that way it gives you a lot of flexibility. You know, you all know this. I mean, I think any good carp angler will probably use this most of the time. I'm just using it because of the bottom, and you know, just a bit more confidence really. It gives you a bit more flexibility. That's why I'm doing it. Basically, I don't like fluorocarbon straight through because it sits so well, in my opinion. And then this one here is my maggot and corn rig that I used all last season. I did really well for tench and bream on this rig. I had a few carp on it as well. And it's just a case of short braid, short hook length, 4 inches at the most, with a buoyant piece of corn, with a hook in the end. Now, the best way, I mean, if you look on my Facebook page, I think I've got some pictures, and it just shows you how to do it. Basically, it's a lot easier. It's very simple. Basically, you get your braid, strip the end off, thread your corn on. As you can see, it's at one end. And once you thread your corn on, tie your size 14 hook on. Make sure it's a barbless. And then push it back down, put your hook on, and then put your main hook, which you're going to fish with, and then let's knot it with a bit of silicone tubing. Works really well, that rig. And this next one is basically 3 casters, because I'm using casters in the spod mix. I was doing the same again. I had my ground bait and caster mix, and I was using that as a helicopter rig on like silty area. See if I could attempt to bite in one on the corner, just off the pot, well, the edge where I was fishing in the last peg. But what I would do is, what I would say is, if you're using a long rig, talking to the bailiff again last night, and he was right, put a split shot so far down the line, just to help that hook turn and nick into the fish's mouth, and that way you'll probably catch 1 or 2 more. So I was saying last night, it just helps out really with flipping that hook, basically. So there you have it. There's my rigs. That's all I'm using. I'll show you in detail the new swim that I'm in, and the baits later. And I'll show you the rig when it's all set up before I cast it out, just so you get an idea of how I'm using it. So I'm gonna get this whipped out, get some bait out, make a brew and have something to eat. So I'll speak to you all very soon. Now, as you can see, I've got an absolute banquet of bait with me. Now, I brought this much because I didn't know what was what. You know, basically, I thought if I bring plenty of bait, plenty of different things, I can always swap and change during a session, which I've had to do really. Now, basically, what I've got, starting with this one, the round bucket, is my ground bait. Now, as you can see, bowls of ground bait. Now, that's a coconut. It's actually mixed, 2 ground baits in there. It's coconut method mix and special G green from Bait Tech mixed, a bag each. Now basically what I've got in there is just casters, a very little bit of corn and a little bit of hemp. It's majority casters, because you'll see later that I was using that in a PVA bag, in one of them but bigger, and I was using it the helicopter style, as in like the Magaliner. You know, you have the lead, your bag, the heli rig, it clips under the bottom of the bag, and I was firing it out that way, and I was using that rig with the fake casters on that I showed you earlier. That was my first approach before I started putting a lot of bait out, and then I changed up a bit and went to more of a particle method, where I got plenty of hemp, lots of corn and casters in there. That was my spod mix, that's my basic spod mix, and I was using that, and I was fishing the ground bait as well as the maggot feeders over the top, and I was spomming out a few handful of maggots, sorry. I've got red and bronze in there. I roughly bought 8 caster and 8 maggots. That was to be on the safe side really. And then in my little goodies bag, obviously I've got a bag of boilies just in case I need, you know, I have to try something different. Got some pop-ups, you know, I've even got some lobworms here. Show you them. Those big daddies. So that is basically the bait really. So I've got my ground bait, hemp spod mix, casters, hemp, corn, maggots, a worm, a little bag of boilies, 10mm strawberry, and that's what I was hoping was going to do the business, but as I look at it, I've caught sod all. So anyways, I'll speak to you all soon, hopefully with a bit of good news, but got a few other things to do, and I'll show you some other things. I'll show you that spot as well in a minute. If you give me a minute, I'll sort everything out and I'll show you that spot, what I'm fishing to. As you can see, I've moved swims, I'm in a different swim, and I'll show you the swim layout as well, and I'll show you where I'm fishing to. So I'll see you in a minute. As you just seen, I've just panned around so you can see the lake. Now, this is, I don't know what swim this is, you'll see in a minute because I'll tell you. Basically what you're looking at, 3 big trees in the background. See the middle tree is basically my target. Now, if I just zoom in, for you, can you see my float? It's just there. It's basically in centre of that middle tree. Now, it's not far out. It's 5.5 wraps. Now, I was talking to Ian on Friday afternoon. He's the head bailiff, Ian Roper. Great guy. If you need to know, he'll tell you. And basically, what he was saying is this peg is the best for the tench. Probably this early spring. There's a shelf out there. It's 8 feet and it's gravel, and that's where I found. That's where I'm fishing. This is where I'm going to start putting all my eggs in one basket now. I've got 1 night left, so I'm going to put a few balls of ground bait out, a lot of hemp and some casters and maggots. Get a bit of a better bait down, and then we'll see how it goes. You know, I'm going to fish 2 rods in it today and tonight, and tomorrow morning before I go at 12 o'clock. And I'm going to hopefully, absolutely just concentrate all my efforts on that one spot. And no matter what happens tonight, I've got to concentrate on that spot. So That's the swim. That's the best thing I can say to you. If you come to a new lake like this, or wherever you go to, I always ask the bailiff. It's so much easier. They'll tell you where it is, what's what, which pegs. He's told me a few things for the next time I come on, which will be next month. So I'm hoping you don't catch out this week. There's always next month, isn't there? For a week in April. So that's something to look forward to. So as you can see my marker float, I'm going to put some bait out in a minute, and then hopefully, with the grace of God and a touch of wood, I might catch something tonight or today. So it's quite warm now. It's been cold during the nights. It's very misty in the morning. You know, that was my idea. Come down at the weekend. It's going to be nice weather, quite hot, but nothing's moving, nothing's showing. I mean, I keep hearing about the carp lads, they're catching fish on the road bank, but that's only what I'm hearing. I'm not seeing it. So there's a spot. I'll let some bait out. I'll speak to you all very soon. Right guys, sorry about the wind, if there's any wind. It's a bit... I said I was going to show you a couple of things on this rig. A little tip. I don't know if you can see, but on here, I've got some black tape on, which you all know about that, I'm pretty sure you do. But that's not the tip that I want to talk to you about. I do use a lot of these method feeders, these maggot feeders in the summer, spring, for the tench, even for the bream. And the problem that I have with these is that the lid is, see, I'm not chucking so far today, but I'm chucking what, 5 wraps? It's that 20 yard, round about there roughly. So I'm chucking 20 yard, and sometimes if you're chucking a bit, say if I'm fishing for the bream at distance, if you get them about 60 yard onwards, sometimes the lid can pop off. As you can see with that one, it's actually bust. You see, it's just there chipped. But anyway, I was fiddling about with an old tail rubber not long ago, and what I did, I chopped it in half and I slid it onto the pipe of the feeder. Basically, when you fill your maggots up, get it, and then just slide that down like so, and that, no matter how hard you cast it or how hard it hits, it never opens. It can be a bit tight at first, but once you've used it a couple of times, it does come slacker. But you can squeeze it down and it stops it from coming off. If it gets too loose and too saggy, sloppy, just get another old tail rubber or a new one, whatever you want to do, just chop it in half and slide it down. Saves me a lot of aggro, and I know that when that hits the bottom, that I know that I've got maggots around my hook bait. That's basically the rig that I'm using. Been using it most of the time. I'm on gravel. I just showed you not that long ago where the spot was. I've baited up, so I've just left it 20 minutes while I did some other jobs. And this is the rig. You've seen it all before. Just there. And the maggot feeder on gravel. This is like a camouflagey gravelly area, gravel hook link, should I say? And it actually blends in well with that. I didn't know I had that in my bag until I found it. It's like gravelly brown with black in it, and it just, you know, it breaks up that outline, doesn't it? And it does work well in there. So that's basically one rig. And the second rig is this one. I showed you the actual rigs before. This one I showed you with the braid hair and the fluorocarbon hook link. And that's just a heli rig, so you can have it, that's sharp. You can have it how you want it, up the line, the heli rig. You know, if you just want to cast it out on its own over a baited spot, See, it's a T-rig, but on this one, what I've done, I've put the lead on the end with a big eye swivel. I showed you yesterday, and I'm just going to tie a big bag of maggots on. And that's basically all I'm doing really with this one. That's all I'm doing. That's how it is now. Sunday afternoon, everyone's practically cleared off on Manor Lake. Got 2 new lads coming up over there, but everybody's gone. What do we do? Handbag. I showed you this yesterday, I think, didn't I? So there's nothing to show you again. Now it's up to you how you use it. I tend to bring that down to there, and I'll just nick just find a spot where there's no maggots. You're not going to punch one. And just nick it in the bottom. Right, so that's basically it really. T-rig, helicopter rig. If you're really paranoid, you could always put a bit of foam around that. A nugget, you know, so you know it's not going to get tangled up or land in any weed and mask you. Well, that's basically it really. All I'm doing. So the basis of this session, I think, is mainly maggots. Keeping feed going in it regularly every hour, 45 minutes, and it's not paid off yet, unfortunately. But you never know, it might do. I mean, I've still got 20 hours or 18 hours left. Probably 20 hours actually. I'm hoping to have a few. There's a few people coming on now though, so it's just a learning curve, you see, Manor. You know, and the next month when I come on, I'll have a better idea. Now I've been talking to the bailiffs, and I was talking to a chap earlier on that come round. He likes his tench fishing on here. They were telling me a few hints and pointers and tips and where to and where not to. You know, very kind of him. But yeah, it's really nice hot days, but cold nights, and it's just this time last year I was rinsing the waters I was at. You know, they were, well, you know, because they're on film, aren't they? They're on YouTube. And I was at Wyreside last spring, this time last year. I was getting like 4 in a session. A couple of days I was getting a couple of fish, you know, £6 pluses. You know, it's amazing how every year is different, really, isn't it? You know, but the bailiffs were telling me that it's a bit too early on here. But you never know, do you? One might just be passing your bit and take it. I mean, I've seen nothing roll, no carp shown and nothing. But I've been hearing that people down there have been catching them. You know, I've enjoyed it. So the next time I come on, I'll be more prepared, I think. I'll try and get down in the week when it's a bit quieter. Try and get this swim, or swim just a bit further down. We'll have to see, we'll have to see. But I want to fish Hardwick and Smiths for the bream this year. I want to fish Oxley's for the Tench. I want to fish on here for the Tench as well. Right, that's me waffling. Let me get these rods out. That's probably it. Won't see much more of me now, I think, until tomorrow. If I catch something, I'll show you it. There's what else to show you. I might do a bit of a walk around the lakes later, around these pegs. I guess it'll be quiet later if I rest and swim for an hour. I'll have to see. So, until later on, I'll see you in a bit.